A pleasure, good night, my friends. This is your truly Javanese Mamdi. This is your program, my friend, called Is of the Heart, on Monday, the 25th of August, 2014. It's a pleasure being with you all on a cool Monday night, my friends. I know I've been away for a while due to some technical difficulties I was having. I never went through so much of technical difficulties in my life. I had to like revamp my whole laptop, and Friday, the issue was rectified, took about 6 hours to actually fix my laptop. But I would like to thank Will Tech in Tunapuna, the #1 internet cafe in Trinidad and Tobago, my friends. I'd like to thank Daniel Williams and his father, right, for really facilitating me, during their hard work and dedicated time. It really means a lot. I've known them for like 15 years now. So, it really means a lot that, that now that I could finally have my videos back up and running. But also I think it was aside from gossiping, so I don't get too caught up with politics and stuff, So it was a good time for me to reflect on my life and spiritual life also, So I'm glad I took that break. But my friend, there's so much issues that's been happening in TNT. But before I get to the issues of the day, I would like to publicly thank TV6. And you want to know why, my friends? I would like to read for you a post that your truly Javanese Mamdi posted on their Facebook front page. And let me read it for you here, my friends. Just give me a minute, my friends. Bear with me here. Right. I got it right here. Good day to each. This was on August 18th, my friends. Good day to each and every one of you. I hope you all are having a wonderful Sunday. Remember to have God. Remember to thank. Sorry, I'm reading too fast. Remember to thank God for life and make good use of your time, especially with those you love. My friends, I like you all to know I haven't gone silent on Instead of the Day. Your program, Instead of the Heart, will be back very soon, as I am currently experiencing some technical difficulties. I would like the government of Trinidad and Tobago to know that this issue with the Life Sport program will not die down. Madam Prime Minister, you have failed to act on the Minister's Sport. There was no oversight of check and balances in terms of accountability. I have read the Life Sport Audit Report and it made me sick to my stomach. And but here are some of the findings. The review indicates that there were widespread breaches of proper procurement practices, right? And these are the same procurement practices. We support the P&M with quite hard and procurement practices and stuff. And look what's happening here. So tell me what change we get, The approval given by Cabinet will not strictly hire too. Right, my friends? And one would have think that the Cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago will take responsibility for this issue also. Persons at the coordinated level may have been involved in criminal activity. Now, interestingly, you would recall that the Minister of Sport said that if there were any findings of criminal activity, he would resign. And we all know what happened. He totally changed his tune. There were several instances of fraudulent activity by suppliers to the program. There have been widespread theft of equipment from the program. There have been breaches of the Proceeds of Crime Act. Exorbitant customer payments were made in several instances, and there was poor control and monitoring of the program by the Ministry of Sport. And now this is of our beloved nation to suffer by seeing our hard-earning taxpayers dollars go along the drain. In other countries, those who would do the crime would have been arrested and taken before the courts, and the government of the day would have had to step down and call an early election. My friends, I posted this on TV6 front page. I didn't expect it to be broadcasted. And, they really, TV6 broadcasted it. It shows that they really, they really have the use of the nation to heart, and give them one voice, So, I like to thank them. I like to thank them sincerely, and it really means a lot, And some people may think I'm boasting, but it's not that. It's just that gratitude means everything to me. So I like to thank the Caramel, also my Caramel who read it. And so yeah, I didn't get to see it. I missed it. I was informed about it. And if when I see it, your boy would have probably blushed, knowing that the Caramel reading it, it's interesting, also, I was, let me just get the figure right here. Oh yeah, look at it right here, sorry. I was written in the Express also here, right, IBC, so I really like to thank, and, I know you're born and holding this certificate, but where I can tell I'm a poser, so I really like to thank the Express, TV6, Teacher Ramadan, keep up the good work, my friend. And journalists like the Teacher Ramadan. Seeing her from, I'm really proud of her in terms of how she escalated herself. And it doesn't surprise me that she's on TV6 because seeing her on Win TV, right? I call in her program. She's have a talk show program. I call in, I make my point about the dynamic Panama administration. And she was very attentively, really listened and really, she shook her head, and, she's really like supportive, and, that's how journalists should be, instead of like bashing callers and calling them stupid, and, and she did it very professional, So I'm not surprised that Teacher Hamilton is on TV6, I think she should have her own program, because we need more programs where the voice of the people, where people can express their views and feelings and frustrations, So, again, hats off to TV6 and really and truly, speaking of journalists, let's get to the issues of the day, because I want to deal with, I want to deal with ISU, right? I mean, we used to pong the Panama administration, right, on freedom of the press, etc., right? Our man was a dictator. But, you wanna hear dictatorship, my friends? Let me read for you something. Right. Journalists warn of post-cabinet behave on no food. Well, boy, Let me read for you. As Prime Minister Kamala Prasad left yesterday post-cabinet press conference room, the Director of Information and Communication in the Office of the Prime Minister, Dennis Comie, who chairs the news conference, said there will be no questions to the PM and inviting journalists to pose questions to Foreign Affairs Minister Winston Newcran and Health Minister Dr. Ford Khan. He added that it was their prerogative to decide if they are not going to respond if you ask silly questions. I mean, who are you, Mr. Dennis Comie, to tell the media that don't ask, if you ask silly questions, government minister won't respond. So the issue what's going on, issues like the healthcare system, right? Especially what's going on the polio, the disease that's going on. That's not an important issue. No question asked about that. The issue about Venezuela, what's going on in Venezuela, right? With the Muslims that locked up. That's not an issue. That's a silly question. And I could go on and on. So I don't know what is that silly question. You tell me the issues of the day. Right? So much nonsense taking place. Crime skyrocketing. Right? And you telling me now you telling me silly question. I mean, you're out of place. And in the same man, I saw it wasn't, If you're truly there, only mom they was there. Right? And I'm saying this is here, the 3 and TV6. Pass me a mic, because if I was there, I would have put him in his place. I'd be like, sir, with all due respect, sir, the media is here to ask questions. And and the minister is supposed to send information, right? You do not dictate or control what is to be asked, right? You are a communication specialist, and to be quite frank, sir, I don't think you're doing a very good job. I think you're discrediting yourself, right? You can't dictate to the media what they should ask or what they could ask or what they cannot ask. But then again, sir, isn't it the same person who have a program called Cock-a-Doodle-Doo on Gail? I mean, how is it about people take you seriously, right? For the essence of the day, and you have a program called Cock-a-Doodle-Doo. I mean, how would you feel if I asked you that question? But, when you feel insulted, so why are you insulting the media? The media have its role, right? And the politicians have their role. I'm calling on the government of Trinidad&Tobago. So this attack on the media. I'm calling on journalists. I'd like to commend Kamal Georges for taking the stand he took. But I find journalists should have walked out, right? I would have said, I do not want your food. I am not here to eat your food like these eat your food ministers we have, right? I'll call some name like Winston Duquesne, who wanna play hero all of a sudden. I'll get to Mr. Winston Duquesne in a second. So, and so I'm calling on the government of Trinidad&Tobago. Stop bashing the media. The media are there to do the job. Well, I agree that there are some, sometimes maybe they don't get the facts right at times and stuff. But but that is for accountability. You could ask questions in the media and account for it, and let them account for it. But you don't insult people by saying how behave or no food when you're dealing with the animals, dogs. I mean, come on, I'm surprised that, the Prime Minister, Officer of the Prime Minister, they are distancing themselves from the statements and stuff. But he should have been fired, and like they asked the Prime Minister of Trinidad&Tobago, why didn't you fire him? Why? Tell me. And then this is why we have this our country and state, my friends. So, one bully, let's deal with the next bully. So I'm dealing with a couple of bullies tonight, my friends. Really and truly. This whole issue about thank God, I have to say thank God that Mr. Arnold Roberts is no longer in cabinet, thank God. And you know why I say that, my friends? I have no remorse for Mr. Arnold Roberts. Because this is the same man who used to condemn the then Patrick Manning administration on Cold Heart, row. The man used to talk so much, and he's very insultive, he's very arrogant, and look what happened to him. I mean, let's take into account what Mr. Arnold Roberts, the then Minister of Sport, said. I'd like to read for you what he said because it's something we should take account. But let me just get it for you, my friends. Right. Arnold PM buckled under pressure. Let me just read for you a statement he said there that we should all think about. He said the last thing he was expected was being asked to resign. Roberts said resigning with a heavy heart was an understatement, since his entire life was surrounded by sports. If a minister has been forced to resign or have to resign, having nothing wrong to do, a minister of government and duly elected to the people is put in a position to resign. Now where do we go from here? Asked by the cabinet colleague were against him, Roberts replied, you would have to ask them, because me to tell you the truth, one of my weaknesses from having lived a life in sport is that I am too much of a team player. My wife always tells me that I am believing people too much. I have learned the hard way today. That is the regret I have. Asked if he was supported by his cabinet colleagues following the audit, Roberts said if he was supportive, some were openly unsupportive, and some who I thought were colleagues were actually not. It's amazing. So, interestingly, I mean, and this is show, I mean, This man is a defending prime minister. He's defending his government minister. He's a defender. Look what happened to him. And it goes to show those who claim they are there for you now, they can turn their back on you any given day, and it can happen in your workplace, it can happen in school, it can happen anywhere, my friends. It can happen to us, right? And so, and it's interestingly to it because you'll always find people, and you know why this is happening, my friends? Because this person won this position, this person fighting for that position. I always say in the back of my mind, who won position, take it. I don't want it. Who want to fight down and make this one look bad and you want to look good? I am not into that. And who want to talk about me could talk about me, right? By the way, I won't say where and from who, but I can't talk about me. But I always tell people, if you feel like you have something of me, there's something called camera, there's something called phone. Feel free. If you feel like you have something on me, bring it. I have no problem, because to me that is healthy democracy. But people like Mr. Alan Roberts, Alan Logan, they feel they're untouchable, and you cannot question them. And when you challenge them, they want to shut you down. They want to shut down any investigation, right? If you have nothing to hide, why are you so uneasy? And that was happening with Mr. Alan Roberts. Because first he said if there was any criminal activity involved and the findings and stuff, he'd resign. And then after he changed his tune, and he's very arrogant about it. And I had to ask why it took so long to fire the permanent secretaries. And you're the head of the Ministry of Sport, and you haven't taken accountability in other countries, right? The cabinet would have to resign. You'd have to call an early election, right? The Prime Minister would have to step down. You can't, because she is the head of all the ministries, right? And you tell me, I don't know what else to say. I've seen all the revelations in the debate in the Life Sport program. You have seen, you have heard Mr. One expose, 92,000 for rent, for tents, and etc. And TV, radio hosts benefiting, and way. We have pretty frenzy here. And then, speaking of that debate, the Life Sport program debate, I heard Mr. Munilal, right, talk about companies, he talk about companies and stuff. I would like Mr. Munilal to tell us, so, I would like to ask him, why don't he tell us about the $50 million contract? Can Mr. Munilal tell us his involvement with the S&L Loving Company? Why this government, I would like him to tell us, has chosen foreign of our hard-working local contractors. And the ironic about this, he claimed that the Canadian government recommended to do the $1 billion penal hospital project and the center. But interestingly, he had to pull out that arrangement with the CCC due to the fact that this said company that has been banned by the World Bank for 10 years for bribery. I think Mr. Munilal to talk about that, because he wants to talk about companies. Talk about that, sir. Right? Talk about allegations about your military. It's alleged that friends and family been benefiting. And I am calling for an audit to be done in your military, so I challenge you to do an audit if you have nothing to hide. So really and truly, Mr. Munilal, don't waste my time. Don't waste my time. Wasting time talking about, you want to question other people, but you're not questioning yourself. Just like the Attorney General, who I'll come to in a minute. So there's so much issues here, my friends, that I have to deal with. I'll try not to be too long, because, the way I go in is like I have to do a program for a whole hour. I'll try not to take up too much of your time, my friends. So we have that. We have that. We have the Life Sport issue. We have the constitution bill. This bill they bring in. I mean, you have to get 50% of the vote. So, I mean, so what are you trying to tell me? That my first vote wouldn't count? Is that what you're trying to tell me? And you know the Prime Minister of our country, right? Will look to bring race, right? In this whole issue. And to me, it's dividing the country. I don't, right? And she wants to talk about race, right? Will Miss Kamala Persad tell me? My Prime Minister tell me, what about Caroni East? What about Caroni Central? What about our push? Isn't that in Indians, you know, Indian origin, and you put an Indian, I mean, why don't you put a mixture? Why don't you put, you know, the way you make it look? It's like, you know, okay, this is an Indian, the majority are Indians, so I had to put an Indian. Isn't that dividing the country? So, why are you bringing race into this? I don't understand. And how this is benefiting us? We have so much issues with EBC, with elections. Every election we always have issues with the balance. This of course more drama, more controversy. And this is actually our democracy, because you tell me that my first vote don't count. Right? So this whole bill, I think it should have been withdrawn. I hope the independent senators do not support this bill. Right? I mean, this is like our next section 34. But I am hearing on the statements, you know, callers saying how, you know, this should be called for a general election. But since the Life Sport, you know, since this section 34, they have been called for a general election, other countries, right? Other countries would have to call for an election. If that happens, when our country, everything must be swept under the carpet. That is my problem, my friends. You know, and our problem is leadership, my friends. Leadership. And you know, the Prime Minister of our country wants to give an award to our former Prime Minister, Basil Pandey and Patrick Manning. A man saying you sleep with the devil. He giving him an award. Tell me, is that right? No, tell me. Is that right, my brother? A man saying you sleep with the devil. We going to give him an award for that. Patrick Manning, right? Spent billions of dollars. We give him an award. He said that he knew what Mr. Big is. We giving him an award. We going mad in this country. I mean, really and truly, no one in the state win. So, yeah, you know what that come like? That come like it's saying, it's and Steve was forming corruption. They build an airport, but there's no problem. They build a nice airport. Don't mind, without corruption in it. We'll give you an award for that. That come like Patrick Manning. That come like Koala Hart. We should give Koala Hart an award. Because you know what, the country is so good. Don't mind corruption in it. I mean, that making sense. I mean, we going mad in this country, my friends. We going mad. That is why corruption always continue. That is why crime will always continue. Right? And when you look at the data Medina City Hall, I mean, look how long and what's the police commissioner doing about it? Right? We are hearing that how an individual who has gone down, right, is a suspect. But wasn't the main suspect? Wasn't that first the main suspect was the Jamaat guy? Said like they kind of make up their mind. And in there a camera, then the police commissioner said that there's a camera out. So why don't they show us? I mean, no. So to me, it's like a big cover up. Somebody trying to protect somebody. It's somebody out, right? So my friends, and then, you know, there's so much less to you have the Attorney General of Trinidad&Tobago. You know, what is interesting with Google, with this whole email gate scandal, why is the Attorney General of our country going to Google, fly, go on vacation, go on Google, come down here now, have a press conference, right? Interestingly, he's addressing the issue with anna@gmail.com, but he isn't saying anything about his actual address, anna@tsc.net, which was included in the email. Why don't you address that, sir? And interestingly, he wants to write a police commissioner. Mr. Ramlogan, I'd like to ask you a question, sir. And I would like you to tell me in all honesty, can you tell me about the Range Rover issue and had the same chassis number? Why don't you write the police commissioner about that? And tell us, did you pay taxes on it? Tell us. Talk about the Range Rover issue. Tell us. Talk about, talk about prison gate. Why don't you write to the police commissioner about that? Why don't you write to the police commissioner about, there's so, why don't you write him about WITHDRAWN? You know what, Mr. Attorney General, why you at it? Why don't you write to the police commissioner about the honorable with you? I challenge you on the mouth you have. Write him about that, why they at it? Right? Write him about yourself too, right? All the allegations against you, sir. And we have all the emails such as WITHDRAWN, Kamala Prasad, sir. We should all take that into account, right? And why you interfere with the Integrity Commission and let them investigate if you have nothing to hide, right? Stay out of it and let it just form where they may. If you have nothing to hide, but you're so jumpy, and do you realize, my friends, that every investigation goes on here in TNT? Under this government, the Attorney General trying to be interfered with it. Email gate, the whole Section 34 issue, the whole, you name it, prison, you name it, every allegation that goes on under this government, the Attorney General interferes with it, and he insults people, and he insults women. He talks about defamation of character. Remember when he insulted that animal activist? In Parliament? I tell you, this man is a disgrace. He has no shame. He has no shame at all. And when we have had issues such as, I heard the health minister talking about Ebola cases, and he said that there was no threat. But the Prime Minister wants to meet with the CARICOM to deal with that issue. Now in Nigeria has 12 cases and 5 have recovered. And from what I understand, let me read for you something, my friend. The Ebola virus has killed more than 1,000 people in Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Liberia since the outbreak began in March. And 4 people have died in Nigeria since it was brought by Lagos by a Liberian man on July 20th. Sorry I couldn't pronounce the word good, but so are we gonna wait till it affects us here? Are we, my friends? My friends, I don't want to take up too much time. I think I've dealt with enough issues, my friends, and I'd like to thank you all for viewing. Hopefully next week Monday I'll have a program on the budget, a response to the Minister of Finance. I'm hoping, every time I say I'm going to do something, it just do happen because, of time and, there are more things I have to do and stuff. But I'd like to thank you all for viewing. It's a pleasure being back. May the Almighty God bless you all, give you all health and strength. I remember that we all here to love and serve one another, my friends. So I thank you and have a good night. God bless.